This story was about spirit warriors who had the ability to summon those so-called holy weapons. One of them was a college student, named T. Shan. He was just an ordinary person who loved Sinologists since he was young. His interest about it started because his father, named Changzi, was also a well-known Sinologist. But he and his father had different ways on how they learn about it. Because of this, he and his father could not get along since then. After they ate, T. Shan looked for a Sinology bookstore near where they lived. He saw one store, so he immediately went to the location. When he entered the bookstore, he was wondering because no one was inside it. He scanned the books and after choosing one, he suddenly heard a voice. He thought that the store was haunted, so he quickly ran out and left his payment. While he was walking home, he bumped into a woman who was being chased by 3 men. When these men caught the woman, they beat her. He was able to recognize one of these men, whose name was Lei, and a student at the same school he attended and was also known as a bully. He was about to leave when he noticed that the book he bought was dropped near those men. After Lei's group got the money from the woman, Lei also picked up the book and noticed T. Shan nearby. When Lei's group was about to leave, T. Shan stopped Lei because he wanted to get the book back. But Lei had said something bad about Sinology, and this made T. Shan angry. He kicked Lei, took the book and ran away from these men. Unfortunately, they managed to catch up with him. When Lei punched him, T. Shan avoided it and accidentally grabbed Lei's pants until it was pulled down that people took pictures of it. T. Shan immediately ran away from them. When he arrived at the square, the so-called Ward of Spirit Warriors was suddenly activated. And a few moments later, Lei came there with its holy weapon, the ring sword. T. Shan was beaten up and when Lei decided to kill him, T. Shan was suddenly brought to a place with a big red gate. When he touched it, he was able to summon and release a holy weapon. After the ring sword attacked his holy weapon, it took T. Shan away and parried the attack with just one finger. While T. Shan was surprised that the wounds he received suddenly disappeared. The ring sword attacked again but it was easily blocked by T. Shan's holy weapon. When T. Shan's holy weapon attacked, the ring sword just disappeared instantly due to the strong force of its power. Then this holy weapon could not believe and accept that the one who summoned him only possessed a small amount of spirit power. When Lei's ward disappeared, he tried to leave the area but after a while, he gradually disappeared too. Meanwhile, from the top of a building, a woman noticed them. T. Shan asked for its name. But it replied that he could not remember much about the past, and it might be because T. Shan's spirit power was too low for him to remember. Because of this, T. Shan decided to name him as White. The next day, he was visited by the woman who had seen them the other night. She introduced herself as Qing from the Chu family, and she said that she was also a schoolmate of T. Shan. She invited T. Shan to talk outside and while they were walking on the street, Qing released her 2 holy weapons, named Zhang and Mo Yi. She did not hesitate to tell T. Shan her true intention on meeting him, and it was to buy White. White appeared to them, but T. Shan did not agree on her offer to buy his holy weapon. When they got home, White told T. Shan about the Shangyuan arsenal where powerful weapons from different eras were kept, and some of them were also ancient holy weapons. He added that they were classified into 4 levels from Huang, Zan, Di, and Tian, which Tian was the highest level among the 4. But according to legend, there was something even higher than the Tian level. White told him that his memory was not complete and he could not use his full power, because only a useless man was the one who summoned him. Aside from that, White told T. Shan about the Spirit Warriors, which was the name given to those who had the ability to summon a holy weapon. Similarly, Qing wondered why someone like T. Shan became a spirit warrior even though his spirit power was poor. Then White also mentioned about the Tian Gang trial where the spirit warriors would compete, and the winner would be granted an eternal wish from the gods. Because of this, T. Shan decided to join the Tian Gang trial so that he could prove something to his father. While Qing also wanted to win in this competition and would do everything to get White, who was T. Shan's mysterious holy weapon. Because of this, she did different ways and keep causing trouble on T. Shan's life, until one day, they met again. So T. Shan told Qing that he decided to also participate in the Tian Gang trial. And she should wait because they would face each other in the battle. To Qing's annoyance, she decided to fight T. Shan to show him that being a spirit warrior was not easy. When Zhang and Mo Yi transformed, White also transformed into his combat form. They immediately fought, and even though Zhang and Mo Yi could see that White's level was D and they were at Tien level, they were still struggling because of White's unbelievable speed. Suddenly, two spirit warriors of the Tien Zun Hall, named Aoshan and Nalan, came there too. It turned out that the Tien Zun Hall had repeatedly invited Qing to their base, but she always turned them down. White suddenly attacked Aoshan, but his attack was blocked by Nalan's holy weapon, named Yuchang. Then Qing ordered her holy weapons to attack Qixing. On the other hand, White and Yuchang also started to fight. Yuchang could not believe that White was just a D level because he had incredible fighting skills. Qing had used the techniques of her weapons, which caused Qixing's power to run out. Then Mo Yi transferred the spirit power that they got from Qixing to White. Because of this, Nalan had suggested to Aoshan to withdraw for the meantime, and Tishan started teasing them from losing the fight. Aoshan had no other choice but to follow what Nalan suggested, and they decided to retreat. When they faced their leader, who was also a holy weapon, he was disappointed and scolded them. He wanted them to get Qing, and as much as possible they should prevent doing things to make her become their enemy. It was their goal to get all the weapons created by Yeji, and it included Zhang and Mo Yi. Aoshan suddenly mentioned Tishan and its mysterious holy weapon. While Qing and Tishan, together with their holy weapons, were having a snack, Qing mentioned to Tishan the two methods of the spirit warrior to summon a holy weapon. First was the death summon that Tishan experienced when he was about to be killed by Lei. The second was the formal ceremony that most spirit warriors usually do. Since Zhang and Mo Yi were married couple, she got the two instantly. So Qing offered Tishan that they should have an alliance. Since Tishan helped Qing to fight the spirit warriors of the enemy, Aoshan would surely come back to him for revenge. But what made Tishan felt anxious was when he found out that if the holy weapon dies, it would also kill the one who summoned it. So he found out that Lei had died after their fight. After thinking, Tishan decided to accept Qing's offer to him. Then he was taken to Qing's mansion, and he was surprised to see his mother there, who had been invited by Qing to live temporarily in the mansion. Qing did this because there was a possibility that the enemies might attack Tishan's parents. His father was busy at work, which they assumed was not at home and was safe. Then Qing also told them her plan to ask Tishan to summon another holy weapon, for he might get a Tien level. Since Tishan had no money, which was one of the needs in the ceremony, Qing offered that she would take care of it. When they started and conducted the ceremony, a holy weapon, named Wahi, came out of it. At night, while they were wandering around the mansion, they met the other weapons of Qing's family. Wahi was annoyed when she saw them because they were the ones who would always fight with her. Tishan's mother also decided to go home because she had a store to look after. The next day, they began to train Tishan on different fighting skills, while White underwent the examination from a weapon that had the ability to repair the injuries of other weapons. After that, they also went to a store where Tishan wanted to buy a book about Sinology. Tishan excitedly went inside the bookstore. Suddenly, the reincarnation of Mo Yi and Yang's son, named Jian, approached them. The two holy weapons immediately felt that it was their son. Then Jian summoned out his weapon, named Shu. White was also alerted when he quickly felt that there was a strong spirit power in the distance. Zhang transformed into his combat form and fought against Shu. While Tishan and White quickly ran towards Qing and her holy weapon's location. Mo Yi had also transformed into her combat form to join the battle. When Shu used his extreme power, it was so strong that it even caused a big crack on the road. It attacked again and aimed at Qing. Fortunately, Tishan arrived just in time and was able to save her. Shu attacked them again, but White created a barrier to block it. The enemy was surprised when he saw White, but since White's memory was incomplete, he could not recognize Shu. When Jian was being disturbed by the voice he suddenly heard, Shu immediately approached him and decided to leave first. After the fight, they returned home, and Mo Yi started telling them about their past lives. She said that it started with the recognized first swordsmith, named Yeji, who was also Mo Yi's father. One day, they saved the wounded Zhang, and he became Yeji's assistant because of Yang's talent in creating weapons. He also eventually became Mo Yi's husband. They were able to create the Zan Lu, which was recognized as the best sword of all. And this weapon was now the current leader of the Tien Zun Hall. Because of the war, they were separated from Yeji. The king of Chu asked them to create swords from flame iron and icy iron. Using their talent, they created the two swords. Zhang knew that he would be killed once he gave the sword to the king, so he asked Mo Yi to hide the male sword. And as expected, after giving the female sword to the king ordered to kill him. Hoping to save their son, Mo Yi sacrificed herself so that their son, who was reincarnated as Jian, could live. After that, an old man took care of Jian, and when he found out what happened to his parents, he decided to take revenge on the king. Jian was told by his adoptive father that if he sacrificed himself, he could avenge his parents. When the old man and the king met, the old man managed to kill him. He cut off the king's head and included on the container with Jian's head. Based on Moi's story, Tishan thought that Jian's reincarnation was affected by what happened in the past. And this might be the reason why he hated Zhang and Mo Yi and its spirit became unstable. Because of Shu's power, Qing decided to avoid fighting with the enemy until they came up with a good plan. One day, one of the members of the management of the Tian gang trial, named Yi, met with Qing. They talk about Shu, who was said to be connected with Zan Lu. Yi was able to confirm this because Zan Lu invited him to live in its place for a few days. And there he saw how Zan Lu brainwashed Jian. At that moment, Jian did something silly, then took a photo and sent it to Qing. After they saw this, Mo Yi immediately left and Zhang followed his wife. Then Qing called Tishan to ask him to return and guard the mansion while they were away. When they came to the place, they searched the area but they did not see Jian. But after a while, someone activated a ward. And when she was about to call Tishan for help, her opponent destroyed her cell phone. Then they saw Jian at the top of the building, who was with another spirit warrior of the Tianzun Hall, named Roma. They came because they intended to take Qing to the base of Tianzun Hall. Since Qing still refused to go with them, Roma decided to fight her group. After Qing's spirit warriors transformed, Roma started attacking and targeted Qing, who was quickly saved by Zhang. Even though Roma was only a human, they were surprised by the strength that she had shown to them. They attacked Roma with their psycho shift, but it did not work on her. As they were on their way to the mansion, White explained to Tishan that Roma was using the technique called harmony installation. This was the unification of the holy weapon and its master, as if the holy weapon had already been installed on its master's body. Roma continued to attack them, and with her extreme speed, she only beat up Mo Yi and Zhang. Since Qing could no longer bear seeing her holy weapon situation, she planned to give up the fight and go with Roma. But Mo Yi and Zhang informed Qing that they had their full trust on her, and this gave Qing the power to do the harmony installation too. Meanwhile, the group of Aoshan and Nalan executed the plan because they were assigned to raid Qing's mansion. As they were about to enter the mansion, Wahi appeared and confronted them. An hour ago, when they arrived at the mansion, White sensed that their enemies were coming. Because of this, they were able to come up with a plan. And since Aoshan's group had not yet faced Wahi, they assigned her to confront their opponents. Wahi fought against Kixing until she left and let Aoshan and Nalan followed her, while White had to face those enemies left behind. The other three holy weapons of Qing's family also arrived and they easily defeated the enemies. On the other hand, Qing started attacking Roma. Roma could not believe on how Qing became so strong after using the technique. Roma was thrown into a building. They continued their fight there, and no matter what attack Roma did, she could no longer match Qing's strength. Because of this, Roma decided to retreat. When Jian and Shu saw this, they also decided to leave the place. While Wahi was fighting Kixing, Yu Chang suddenly attacked Wahi behind, but White was able to block it, who came just in time. At that moment, Aoshan and Nalan found out that their companions had already been defeated. As the fight continued, Yu Chang used her technique to become invisible, then Kixing also attacked White. Tishan thought of a way to make Yu Chang appeared and had Huajin attack Aoshan to force Yu Chang to block the attack. It was the moment that White attacked Yu Chang, but Kixing blocked it. Yu Chang had a chance to attack Tishan, and Wahi quickly took action to protect him, but it caused her to be stabbed. When Wahi lost her consciousness, Tishan was discouraged in the fight, and this also affected White, that he had a hard time fighting against Kixing. Until Kixing managed to knock him down. Suddenly, Mo Yi and Zhang came there too. They immediately attacked the opponents, and Qing used her power to heal Huaji's wound. In order to speed up Huaji's recovery, Qing made her transformed into a weapon form. It turned out that Tishan also ordered the 3 holy weapons to help Qing regain her spirit power, so she could quickly return to the mansion. After White's strength was restored, Aoshin had Qixing used the Big Dipper. Qixing suddenly became stronger and Tishan noticed the 7 stars on the sky turning red one by one. Qixing used his creation/attack. White immediately blocked it with just his hands, and while Tishan was watching it, he cut his palm with Huahi and placed his hand on White to give him more strength. Even though Tishan knew that he could be killed because of the amount of blood that he would lose, he still continued supporting White in this fight. It only took a moment for White to absorb Qixing's attack. When Tishan lost consciousness, White suddenly attacked Qixing. It was so strong that Qixing could not do anything and was defeated, so Aoshin took him and they left immediately. When they were far away, they rested in the forest. Nolan suddenly mentioned that he had suspicion about Zanlu's order to them. White appeared to them and attacked Nolan from behind to kill him. White did not kill Aoshin, so he was able to return to their base and informed Zanlu about what happened. Because of this, Zanlu got mad and decided to take revenge on Tishan. Zhang informed Tishan and Qing that Zanlu was approaching with Aoshin and Roma. When they went out of the mansion that night, they saw Zanlu and its companions near the mansion. Zanlu demanded Tishan to summon White because he said that he was going to talk to him. When White came out, Zanlu challenged him to a fight, while Yi just watched them from a distance. They started to fight, and White immediately felt the strength and speed of the recognized strongest holy weapon. He remembered what Yi had told them that Zanlu's ability was called Ks Anna Pith, that's why he was very fast. Zanlu once again managed to injure White, but he was still wondering that White did not receive serious injuries and was able to avoid his previous attacks. Meanwhile, Qing's other weapons were preparing something in the forest. When they completed it, Tishan used a technique to strengthen White's power. When Yi noticed that Zanlu slowed down, he attacked Tishan. But he was surprised when Tishan suddenly did the harmony installation with Huahi. Yi could not believe that Tishan knew that he was spying on him. Tishan found out about this when Qing gave him only 10 minutes to return to the mansion even though he did not know his location. For it was Yi who suggested it, so he immediately realized that Yi was watching over him. It was the time when they found out that Zanlu was not the one who ordered Aoshin and Nolan to attack the mansion, and White was not the one who killed Nolan. Zanlu mentioned about the debris that he was always carrying which Yi did not want to give to anyone. Because while he and White were fighting, he could feel that it was responding to White. Zanlu also knew that Yi was good at face-shifting art, so they immediately realized that it was Yi who pretended to be Zanlu and ordered Aoshin and Nolan to attack the mansion. Tishan immediately attacked Yi, but Jian and his holy weapon arrived and blocked Tishan's attack. Because of this, Yi was able to escape from them. Zanlu gave White the debris which he believed belonged to him. When he placed Int on White's chest, White suddenly remembered the other memories of the past. After this, Zanlu and White worked together to fight Shu. But even if they attack at the same time, it still did not work for Shu. Tishan also attacked with Qing and White, until White got a chance to attack and hit Shu. Because of this, Shu decided to use his full power. He took Tishan and the others to another dimension that he created. Their battle continued there, and Tishan came up with a plan to bring Jian back to his senses. Qing sends Mo Yi to talk to Jian, but he just strangled his mother. Suddenly, White found out that there were 3 souls in Jian's body, called Trinity Fusion. Shu released an intense power that knocked them all down. When Jian let go of Mo Yi, he forced Shu to do the harmony installation with him. Because of this, the dimension created by Shu had also been destroyed, and they were able to return to real world. Tishan asked Zanlu for a favor, and they used their power to give additional strength to White again. Then Tishan and White performed the harmony installation. After Jian attacked him, Tishan just absorbed it and returned the attack to Jian. Tishan prepared to attack again, and when Jian was about to use his power, he was stopped by the 2 souls beside him. Because of this, Tishan was able to beat Jian, causing him to be defeated. After seeing his parents, Zhang and Mo Yi, he also remembered what happened in the past. Then Qing suddenly received a call from Tishan's mother. When Qing informed Tishan about this, he immediately went to their house and found his mother unconscious on the dining area. After he moved her to the sofa, she woke up and told Tishan to save his father. When White mentioned that they needed to go and find Yi immediately, Wahi and Tishan was disappointed on his being insensitive in the current situation. Because of this, White and Tishan had a misunderstanding because it seemed that White did not even care about Tishan's mother and prioritized Yi over her. So White decided to get out of the hospital so that the argument would not get worse. When they got home, Zhan Lu informed Qing that his men were searching for Yi. Qing approached Tishan and they talked about her mother. This was to give Tishan courage to stay optimistic after all of his childhood experiences. While Zhan Lu approached White and they talked too. Then White was shocked when Zhan Lu informed Hai that his master was a cat. Then he continued that Tishan's temper was natural because he had a family problem. And as Tishan's weapon, White should show more of his support to Tishan. So White went outside to Tishan and Qing. When he saw them, he suddenly remembered two people. When Qing left, Tishan and White had a good talk. But White suddenly hurt his head, so Tishan immediately took care of him. According to White, it was probably because of the debris that Zhan Lu gave him. After several days of searching for Yi's location, they finally tracked him down. They immediately set out to go to this place, which was located in a cave. While they were walking inside, Qing stepped on something which turned out to be a trap, and Zhan Lu quickly saved her. Yi appeared to them and he showed them Tishan's father who was bound. Yi brought out a portal that they could enter into a dimension where they could find him and Tishan's father. Tishan did not hesitate to enter it and White followed him. White was brought to the Shangyuan arsenal, and he sensed the Emperor Taiyi who was his former master. While Tishan was brought to where Yi was located. Yi decided to approach Tishan, but White suddenly came there and attacked Yi. When Yi's mask was torn, they were surprised that it looked like White. Yi explained that he and White were one and the same, for they were part of the ancient holy weapon called Hongmeng Heaven's Bell. Since they could absorb each other's power, Yi offered White to be absorbed by him so that they could rebuild the power of the holy weapon. Through this, they could also be able to live independently because they would no longer need a master. White refused this, so Yi decided to show him the day when Taiyi punished him for a sin which he did not commit. This was the reason why Yi was so angry at Taiyi. When White was about to attack the opponent, Yi was able to stop him using his technique, and Tishan was also affected by this when he approached White. As Qing's group continued to walk, Yi's disciples confronted them. But because of the strength they possessed, they easily defeated the enemies. Meanwhile, Tishan and White tried to use the harmony installation but it did not work. Yi just laughed and used his power to them that made them unable to move. He informed them the reason why they could not do the harmony installation. It was because they had an argument that was against the principle of the technique. Yi once again showed White how they lived in the past after Taiyi rejected them. Then Yi tried to absorb White slowly. But Tishan said something to White which Taiyi also said to him before. Because of this, they had completed what was needed for the harmony installation and they were able to do it again. Yi took out his death scythe and repeatedly attacked him but Tishan could easily dodged it. Until Tishan was able to destroy the death scythe, and this time they were the ones who did a non-stop attack on Yi. They beat him up until they used Wu Kai technique to defeat Yi completely. After that, Tishan immediately went to his father's location. White and Yi had a short conversation until Yi disappeared and returned to White's body. When Tishan saved his father, he was suddenly strangled by him. He took out a weapon and was about to attack Tishan. Fortunately, Qing's group came just in time to save him. After that, Changzi left without saying anything else to his son. When they returned, Tishan went back to their house and searched inside. He was hoping that he would see something that made his father seem to have changed. He saw his father's wedding ring there and wondered why his father did not carry it with him. When White looked at it, he felt a strange spirit power which was similar to the one that attacked Tishan's mother. White added that he also felt this strange spirit power while they were at the hospital with Tishan's mother. Because of this, they thought that maybe Tishan's father himself was the culprit of what happened to his mother and conspired with Yi. But White said that it was not yet certain, and it was only based on his observation. At night, while a concert was being held in a square, the electricity suddenly went out. When the power came back, they saw Changzi on stage. The presenter tried to ask him to leave, but it suddenly felt something bad and fell to the ground. Even the other spectators also felt something bad and lost their consciousness one by one. Changji's holy weapon, named Tirfa, appeared and was the one absorbed the spirit power of those in the area. When Ti Shan and Qing's group met, they witnessed the great power of Tirfa. He was currently fighting Zan Lu, and when people disappeared at the same time, their spirit powers scattered around them. Because of this, Zan Lu immediately found out what Tirfa had done to them. When Tirfa attacked again, he was able to beat Zan Lu. Roma and Kixing helped in the battle, but they were no match against Tirfa, for they were also been beaten by the enemy. Tirfa said that he wanted to absorb the spirit powers of Zan Lu, which Changzi also agreed. While Tirfa was strangling Zan Lu, Ti Shan came there with Qing's group. Ti Shan asked his father why he also joined the Tian gang trial. Then Changzi said that he was also a spirit warrior and the current vice president of Shangyuan Arsenal. He added that when Ti Shan was born, they immediately found out that he had almost no spirit power, so he thought that he could not bequeath his position to his son, so he hid his real identity. But as Ti Shan grew up, he saw many signs that he was the reincarnation of the Eastern Emperor, named Taiyi. He tried to stop Ti Shan from becoming a spirit warrior, but it did not work until he released White, which was the Hongmeng Heaven's Bell. He was supposed to get the Hongmeng Heaven's Bell, and together with Tirfa they would be able to defeat the beasts and rule the whole world. He planned to use Yi to get the Hongmeng Heaven's Bell, but it was Ti Shan who destroyed his plans. When Qing found out that Tirfa was the culprit of the spirit powers scattered around, they immediately activated the Harmony installation and attacked him. But Tirfa did not even get any scratch from their attacks. White rushed next and he fought against the enemy. As the two fight, Changzi mentioned one of Tirfa's abilities. Then he said that if Tirfa's opponent was a man, its power could be doubled. Because of this, Ti Shan thought of using the Demon Killer Sword Square. But according to Qing, they would need 4 Tien-level weapons to use it. Due to the damage that Zan Lu suffered, only White, Zhang and Mo Yi were the only holy weapons left under the Tien level who could fight. Tirfa released an intense power, causing Ti Shan to not be able to move properly. Qing's other 3 holy weapons came up a way to make Wahi a Tien level. They said that Wahi could achieve this if she would absorb the 3 of them. But once she did this, the 3 holy weapons she absorbed would also disappear from this world. Even though Waji did not want it to happen, she was forced to do it to save their masters. After absorbing the 3 holy weapons, Wahi finally reached the Tien level. Because of this, they now had 4 Tien levels holy weapons and could now execute the Demon Killer Sword Square. They started attacking right away and targeted Tirfa with their combined attacks. After they hit Tirfa, it suddenly weakened. So Tirfa called Changzi to ask for another spirit power from him. Tirfa regained the spirit power that he had lost through Changji's blood. Using Changji's connection to the Shangyuan arsenal, they all ended up in that dimension. Then Changzi informed them that while they were there, the holy weapons would not be able to use their full power. Changzi and Tirfa joined forces and attacked Ti Shan. Then Ti Shan and White immediately did the Harmony installation. Ti Shan started to attack, but he could not hit Changzi. He used his sword, but Changzi did not even get affected by it and it managed to strangle him. Suddenly, Ti Shan saw another memory of his father. It was the day when he had a misunderstanding with his mother. He also saw how Tirfa influenced his father's emotion. His father was forcing him to hand over White or the Hongmeng Heaven's Bell, but Ti Shan still refused to do it. Meanwhile, Qing could not move properly because the Shangyuan arsenal was just absorbing her energy. Changzi opened the gate of the Shangyuan arsenal, causing the power of the holy weapons to be absorbed into it. Because of this, Changji gradually formed the power on his palm from those holy weapons in the Shangyuan arsenal. Then he threw it at Ti Shan. While Ti Shan was trying his best to stop it, Qing and the others decided to give Ti Shan their remaining powers. After Ti Shan received these powers, he successfully stopped Changji's attack and his appearance also changed. Their fight continued, and when Changzi used one of his techniques, Ti Shan used the complementary Sumero Pith. Then he brought them out and rushed towards Changzi as he carried those sheer amount of weapons. After he caused severe damage to his father, he successfully defeated him. But the Shang Yuan arsenal had not closed yet and continued to absorb the holy weapon's power. Because Ti Shan believed that he was the reincarnation of Emperor Taiyi, he and White tried to close the gate and they successfully did it. And this is the end of my holy weapon. I hope you like it and give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel so you won't miss newly uploaded videos. Thank you for watching.